right, the month of January has wrapped up, and I have 5 pay periods from the month of January to take a look at the compensation. And let's talk about being a 6-figure trucker coming up. I'm new to this profession. I'm a rookie. This is only my 2nd year in trucking. My first year was with Midlife Transfer, which was a learning company, a company that I started with, did all my training, learned a lot. Now I'm with Cheeseman LLC, where I'm learning even more. Learning how to do hazmat, learning how to do a soft side load, learning how to do blocking and unblocking of loads. I'm learning how to do LTL. So I'm constantly learning with this new company, Cheeseman. But now today I want to talk specifically about compensation, because if my 2nd year in trucking I can do this well, it definitely says that this is an industry in which a person can make a very good living in a short period of time. When I looked at all the different things that you get paid for on the Cheeseman website, I immediately thought of Mark, you've got to get paid for everything you do host over at Trucking Answers. This is a company of which I even believe he would approve. In order to reward those who take the OTR miles, or the farther away miles, or the miles in more difficult places, they pay more for the miles that are in certain areas. While this seems like a complicated system, and it looks like it would take a lot of accounting and people to figure it out, apparently they've got a computer program that does it, because as soon as you drop a stop, you can look in the app and see your settlement estimate and know approximately how much you are going to make for the current week that you are running in. That is a great feature. Now on to the pay statements. See all these handling and securement? This is when you have to do something with the load. This is usually putting blocks in or taking blocks out that are used to secure forklifts and pallet jacks. Now here's an example. I'm doing it one-handed, so it is a little more difficult because I was holding the iPhone with the other to take the video. But it's pretty simple. You just simply use your pry bar to pry them out and remove the blocks. And to put them in, you put the blocks in place and you use your Pazlo nail gun to nail them down. Again, very simple, and you get paid for it. Loaded miles and unloaded miles, that's pretty self-explanatory. Hazmat is whenever you are placarded with hazmat material, you are paid 4 cents additional per mile. For every stop, you are paid a specific fee. It's usually $11 or $20, or it could even be $25 if it is in the right states. Okay, so the gross for that week was $1755.98. Just like the first week we looked at, the handling and securement is there, the empty and loaded miles in each state are there, and you can actually look at everything, the stop pay, it's all there, it's all spelled out in black and white. It makes it very easy. Here at the top is the part we want to focus on. My total compensation was $2,311.56. And again, these are my actual driver settlements. I am a company driver with Cheeseman, and you can clearly see what I make as a company driver. This particular week, I made $19.20.65. As we look down the sheet for the 4th week, we clearly see that I made $19.51.90. Notice I always compare gross numbers. Whenever you're looking at what a job pays, you can never compare take-home pay because everybody's take-home pay is different. You might have more things withheld than I do. The 5th and final week of the month, I made $23.79.10. It is always important to remember that your mileage will vary. You will get more miles than me or less miles than me, depending on how you run, how much home time you take, and a lot of other factors. All right, now I'm going to put it together on an Excel spreadsheet so we can see what I could project for an annual income. I love Excel. You can break everything down in Excel. It's really very simple. The highlighted row is the totals of the columns below. Those totals represent 5 weeks. So at the very top box, I took those totals divided by 5 weeks times 52 weeks, and that's what I can project for an annual income. This is if I continue to run this way the rest of the year. I like to run 11 days out, 3 days off. We have only completed 10% of the year with 5 weeks already in the bag. A friend of mine who also started about the same time I did gave me his comparison for this year so I could look at his summary for the last 5 weeks. His summary total is 9176 and 20 cents. Divided by 5 and times 52, that comes to $95,432. This driver goes home every single weekend. And this is just for comparison. Now to really throw the icing on the cake. I was already working on this video. I planned to have it up today. And a message came across our phones from the owner of the company saying that he is raising our rate by 4 cents per mile, and instead of paying us $100 per holiday, we will now be paid $150 per holiday. Talk about icing on the cake. As the math shows, I am on track to make a 6-figure income my second year in trucking. So if you want to call me a rookie or a steering wheel holder, go ahead. If I can make this amount of money being a steering wheel holder, I'll hold that steering wheel all year long. I'm a person who always strives to do my personal best. I look at things mathematically, and I look at things from a management perspective. I look at how can I make this work the best for me. And that includes the clock, the truck, the shippers, the receivers, the dispatcher, everything. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to work to be at the top of the game. And that's an important thing for me. Now, everybody else doesn't always have that same drive. Some people are satisfied, and there's nothing wrong with being satisfied driving 8.5 hours a day and running on recaps. My personal self, I like to run that clock as hard as I can and do a reset and continue on. Oh, by the way, they pay us for resets. Hey, it benefits them too because we get rolling faster. But anyway, I hope this video enlightens you a little bit about how much you can make in trucking in just a second year if you are willing to put forth the effort and do what it takes to get where you need to get. And that takes movers and shakers and people who are really willing to move. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow.